Today, we are not here for entertainment. This is not a motivation speech meant to make you feel good for a few minutes and then return you to the same emptiness. Today, we are here to talk about powerful du'as in Sha'ban. Du'as that reach the unseen. Du'as that are whispered when the heart is tired. Du'as that Allah listens to before destinies begin to unfold. Because Sha'ban is not an ordinary month, it is a hidden doorway, a silent preparation. A moment where Allah, in His mercy, gives you time to realign your heart before Ramadan arrives. Allah says that He is Al-Qarib, the one who is near, and in Sha'ban, that nearness feels personal. This is the month the Prophet loved deeply, the month when deeds are raised, when what you carry inside is presented before Allah. And so the question is not how loud your dua is, but how honest it is. Many of us enter Sha'ban carrying weight we never talk about, unanswered prayers, broken expectations, a heart that has been patient for too long and is quietly exhausted. You asked Allah for peace, but life gave you pressure. You asked for protection, but you were tested through people. You asked for success, but doors kept closing. And slowly, without realizing it, you began to wonder if Allah was listening. But understand this deeply, Allah's silence is not rejection. Delay is not denial. Sometimes Allah holds back what you want because He is preparing you for what you need. This is what Qadr truly is. Not fate without mercy, but destiny wrapped in divine wisdom. This is what Sabr truly means. Not smiling through pain, not pretending to be strong, but choosing not to leave Allah even when you don't understand Him. Sabr is crying in sujood and still saying, Ya Allah, I trust you. Sha'ban teaches us that dua is not only about changing outcomes, it is about changing hearts. When you raise your hands in this month, you are not just asking for blessings, peace, protection, and success. You are returning your soul to its source. Remember, the Prophet taught us that hearts rust just like iron, and the polish of the heart is the remembrance of Allah. That is why in Sha'ban, dua, dhikr, istighfar, and sending salawat are not optional. They are healing. Some of you are wounded by what people did. Some of you are tired from waiting. Some of you are afraid of what is coming next. And Allah is saying, come back to me before Ramadan comes. Clean your heart with dua. Let me protect what you cannot control. Because real peace does not come when everything goes right. Real peace comes when the heart learns that Allah is enough. In Sha'ban, make dua not only for what you want to gain, but for what you need to be saved from. Ask Allah to protect your iman. Ask Him to protect your heart from resentment. Ask Him to protect your soul from becoming distant, even while being successful. This is Tawakkul, not knowing how things will work out, but knowing who is in control. If your dua has not been answered yet, it does not mean Allah forgot you. It may mean He is writing a better ending than you imagined. What is meant for you will reach you, even if the entire world stands in the way. And what passes you by was never yours to carry. So in this Sha'ban of 2025, raise your hands differently. Not with desperation alone, but with surrender. Not with fear, but with hope. Not asking Allah to follow your plan, but asking Him to make you content with His. May Allah fill your heart with peace that does not shake, protect you in ways you will never fully see, and grant you success that brings you closer to Him, not further away. And may this Sha'ban be the moment your soul remembers where it truly belongs, back with Allah. Expand key point 1 in 300 words, and do not add ending remarks and headings. Sha'ban 2025 is not just another date on the calendar. It is a sacred turning point. Because Allah in His mercy places this month right before Ramadan as a quiet invitation to return. It is a pause given by Allah to hearts that have been distracted, wounded, or exhausted. While the world rushes forward, Sha'ban asks you to slow down and look inward. It is the month where Allah allows you to realign your intentions before the most powerful spiritual season begins. This is why it holds such deep weight. Not because people talk about it loudly, but because Allah values it. greatly. The Prophet taught us that Shaban is a month many people neglect, yet it is the month in which deeds are raised to Allah. This alone changes everything. It means your hidden struggles, your silent patience, your private du'as, and even your exhaustion are being presented before the one who knows your heart better than you do. Shaban becomes a turning point because it is where Allah prepares you spiritually for what is coming, whether you realize it or not. In Shaban 2025, Allah is not only looking at what you do, but who you are becoming. It is a month where intentions are purified, where the soul is gently cleansed before the intensity of Ramadan. Allah gives you time to repair what has cracked, your connection with Him, your trust in His plan, your reliance on Tawakkul instead of control. This month is sacred because Allah opens doors of mercy quietly. He invites you to ask before destiny unfolds, to make dua before hearts harden, and to seek forgiveness before habits become chains. Shaban is the mercy before the storm of transformation, the softness before discipline, the healing before elevation. Expand key point 2 in 300 words and do not add ending remarks and headings. Shaban prepares the heart for Ramadan not through pressure, but through gentleness. Allah does not suddenly demand transformation from a heart that is still wounded. Instead, He gives this month as a spiritual bridge, allowing the soul to soften before it is asked to strive. In Shaban, the heart is slowly awakened through dua, remembrance, and awareness, so that when Ramadan arrives, worship does not feel heavy or forced, but natural and alive. This preparation begins with intention. Shaban teaches you to ask yourself why you worship and who you are worshiping. It shifts the focus from habits to sincerity, from outward actions to inward states. When you raise your hands in dua during this month, you are training your heart to rely on Allah before fasting tests your patience, and prayer stretches your discipline. A heart that learns to turn to Allah in Shaban will not feel lost in Ramadan. The Prophet increased his acts of worship in Shaban, not as a display, but as a quiet preparation. This shows that Ramadan is not meant to be entered suddenly. It is meant to be approached with a heart already connected, already yearning, already aware of its dependence on Allah. Shaban allows you to cleanse the heart of distractions, resentment, and spiritual fatigue so that Ramadan can be a month of presence rather than struggle. In this month, dua becomes a rehearsal for intimacy with Allah. You learn to speak to Him honestly, without scripts, without expectations of immediate outcomes. This honesty is what makes Ramadan transformative. A heart that has already tasted closeness in Shaban enters Ramadan not seeking reward alone, but seeking Allah Himself. Expand key point 3 in 300 words, and do not add ending remarks and headings. Asking Allah for peace propped. Action and success before destiny unfolds is an act of deep awareness. It is the recognition that life is not shaped only by effort, intelligence, or planning, but by what Allah allows to pass through your path. In Shaban, dua becomes a way of standing at the door of the unseen, trusting that Allah is arranging matters long before events appear in your life. When you ask before things happen, you are acknowledging that Allah knows what you do not and sees what you cannot. Peace is not simply the absence of problems, it is the presence of Allah in the heart. When you ask Allah for peace in Shaban, you are asking Him to anchor your heart before the storms of life arrive. Protection is not only from visible harm, but from unseen dangers, spiritual arrogance, loss of iman, attachments that pull the heart away from Allah. Success, in its truest form, is not measured by results alone, but by whether the journey brings you closer to your Lord or further from Him. The Prophet taught us to seek refuge in Allah, from trials we cannot bear, from knowledge that does not benefit, and from hearts that do not humble themselves. This shows that dua is not just about gaining, but about being safeguarded. In Shaban, Allah allows you to ask Him to shape your future with mercy rather than force, with wisdom rather than impulse. When you make dua before destiny unfolds, you are practicing tawakkul. You are releasing the illusion of control and placing your trust where it belongs. You are For saying, Ya Allah, I do not know what lies ahead, but I know you are there. This trust transforms fear into calm and uncertainty into quiet strength. Expand key point. 4 in 300 words. And do not add ending remarks and headings. Unanswered du'as and delayed relief are often where the deepest lessons of Sabr and Tawakkul are taught. When a person makes du'a again and again and the answer does not arrive in the way or time they expected, the heart is faced with a choice to retreat in disappointment or to deepen in trust. Islam teaches that Sabr is not the absence of pain, but the refusal to abandon Allah in the presence of it. Every delay becomes an invitation to rely less on outcomes and more on the one who controls them. Tawakkul is often misunderstood as passive acceptance, but in reality it is an active state of the heart. It means continuing to turn to Allah even when the path is unclear, even when the waiting feels heavy. Allah says that He responds to the call of the one who calls upon Him, but the response may come as what you ask for, what is better than what you asked for, or protection from a harm you never saw coming. A delayed answer is not a closed door. It is often a redirection guided by divine wisdom. The Prophet taught us that dua is itself an act of worship. Regardless of the outcome, this means that every moment of waiting is already rewarded. Every unanswered dua already recorded. In this understanding, patience transforms from frustration into purpose. The heart begins to realize that Allah is not testing faith by withholding, but strengthening it through reliance. When relief does not come quickly, Sabr teaches the soul to sit with discomfort without losing hope. Tawakkul teaches the heart to trust Allah's timing over personal urgency. Together, they reshape the believer's relationship with dua, turning it from a demand for control into a conversation rooted in surrender and trust. Expand key point 5 in 300 words and do not add ending remarks and headings. Healing emotional wounds through trust in Allah's timing begins with accepting that pain itself is not a sign of failure or distance from Him. In Islam, pain is often a language through which Allah draws the heart closer. When something breaks inside you, it creates a space where reliance on Allah can finally enter. Trusting Allah's timing does not mean the hurt disappears immediately. It means believing that every moment of pain is held, measured, and guided by divine wisdom. Allah reminds us that He does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear. This does not mean the burden feels light, but that it is purposeful. Emotional wounds often come from loss, betrayal, disappointment, or prolonged waiting. These experiences shake the heart because they strip away false dependencies. What once felt secure is taken, so that the heart learns where true security lies. Trusting Allah's timing is accepting that healing unfolds in layers, not all at once. Forgiveness back. Alms a form of healing when it is rooted in faith. Releasing resentment is not about excusing harm. It is about freeing the heart from carrying weight it was never meant to hold. Allah heals hearts not by erasing memory, but by reshaping meaning. What once caused pain becomes a source of wisdom, humility, and compassion when entrusted to Him. The remembrance of Allah acts as a steady medicine for wounded hearts. Dhikr anchors emotions that feel scattered and restless. Each repetition is a reminder that Allah is present in every stage of healing, even when progress feels slow. Trusting divine timing allows the heart to rest in the knowledge that Allah is not late, careless, or unaware. He is precise, gentle, and fully aware of when the soul is ready to heal. Expand key point 6 in 300 words and do not add ending remarks and headings. Aligning the soul with Qadr begins when the heart stops resisting what Allah has already written and starts seeking meaning within it. Qadr is not a punishment, nor is it randomness. It is divine knowledge paired with mercy. When a person remembers Allah consistently, the heart slowly shifts from asking, why is this happening to me, to what is Allah teaching me through this? This shift is where inner peace begins to take root. Remembrance softens the heart enough to accept what once felt unbearable. Dhikr is not just words on the tongue, it is a recalibration of the soul. Each time Allah is remembered, the ego loosens its grip, and the heart is reminded that control was never truly in its hands. This remembrance allows the soul to breathe within Allah's decree instead of suffocating under it. Acceptance does not erase grief, but it prevents grief from turning into despair. Forgiveness plays a critical role in aligning with Qadr. Many wounds remain open not because of what happened, but because of what the heart continues to hold. Forgiving others and forgiving oneself is a form of surrender to Allah's plan. It is a recognition that what unfolded was allowed by Allah for a wisdom that may only become clear with time. Forgiveness clears the inner space needed for tranquility to settle. Inner peace emerges when remembrance replaces resistance. Allah says that hearts find rest in His remembrance, not in explanations or outcomes. When the soul accepts Qadr through dhikr and forgiveness, it stops fighting the past and fearing the future. It learns to exist fully in the present, trusting that every chapter of life is unfolding exactly as Allah intended, with care, precision, and mercy. Expand key point 7 in 300 words and do not add ending remarks and headings. Transforming pain into closeness with Allah begins when the heart realizes that suffering is not meant to push it away from Him, but to draw it nearer. Pain has a way of stripping the soul of illusions of control, permanence, and self-sufficiency. When these fall away, the heart is left raw and exposed, and it is in this state that the soul becomes most receptive to Allah. What once felt like breaking is often the very moment where the journey back to Allah truly begins. Consistent dua turns pain into conversation rather than isolation. Instead of carrying sorrow alone, the believer learns to place it at the feet of Allah repeatedly, without shame or restraint. Each dua becomes an act of turning, a quiet declaration that even in confusion and hurt, Allah remains the refuge. Over time, pain softens into humility, and humility opens the door to intimacy with Allah. Pain also refines sincerity. When life is comfortable, the heart can become distracted, relying on stability rather than on Allah. But hardship strips worship down to its essence. Dua becomes honest, remembrance becomes desperate, and reliance becomes real. In this state, the believer experiences a closeness that comfort rarely produces. Through patience and persistence, pain reshapes priorities. What once mattered loses its grip, and what truly matters becomes clear. The heart learns that closeness to Allah is not found in ease, but in awareness of His presence through every trial. When pain is met with faith and consistent turning toward Allah, it no longer defines the soul by what it endured, but by how deeply it returned to its Creator. Write a conclusion with a strong message. In Shaban, every dua, every moment of remembrance, every tear quietly shed becomes a bridge between the heart and Allah. This month is not just about asking for blessings, protection, or success. It is about learning to trust the one who knows what you need before you do, to surrender fully to His timing, and to align your soul with His divine wisdom. The true power of Shaban lies not in the length of our prayers, but in the sincerity of our hearts, in the humility to seek His closeness, and in the courage to let go of what we cannot control. Let this Shaban be the month where pain transforms into healing, waiting transforms into trust, and every whispered dua carries you closer to the peace and mercy that only Allah can grant. Remember, what is written for you will never miss you, and what misses you was never meant to stay. Raise your hands, soften your heart, and step into this sacred month with hope, faith, and unwavering reliance on Allah. Because true success, protection, and peace begin when your soul finds its home in Him.